Our program is medical technology, also in the field probably heard of as clinical lab scientist. Most of our graduates go on to work in hospital laboratories, but they may go on into research laboratories or go on for a graduate degree as well. I've been teaching this course since 1992. I've been teaching a modification of this lab since then as well. It's not the original lab, it's been modified over time. Basically the drugs change, but the procedure is the procedure. The students were given a week ago urine samples that had a variety of drugs in them. There's 8 different drugs they're going to be looking for today. They're drugs of abuse, drugs that we're looking for. They were given these samples a week ago to do an extraction procedure to remove the drugs from the aqueous phase and to put them into the organic phase. We then kept those samples for a week, and what they're doing today is then reconstituting those samples with methanol, and then they're going to be spotting them on the plate. What I want to do, the take-home message from this lab, one, is to identify these drugs as a confirmation spray, but then also to relate that back to our automated instruments that can give you a positive or negative for most of these same drugs, but also relate it to HPLC and GC. We do have students go on into forensics, or they get a job into a reference lab or in a state lab, and then they do thin layer chromatography, HPLC, GC. So then they do get to see it all together. Our goal is to expose them to this technique so that if they get a job where they're expected to do it, they're not proficient, but they've seen it, they're experienced with it, and they understand the theory behind it.
Starting in January, they'll actually start their clinical rotations. Well, they'll be out in hospitals, and typically they'll be in at least 3 different hospitals, some of them 4 different hospitals. And we have clinical affiliates in Delaware, Maryland, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. So they'll do a rotation in each of the major areas, and then they'll graduate at the end of May, and then they'll take, usually most of them will already be hired at that point, but they'll go on and take a national certification exam in the summer to be certified as a medical